Alright, boys, we are back, and it's time to continue with our Vancouver Canucks. It's Resign stage after the draft, the year one draft, and I was reading your comments. You guys were saying that it was a very good draft for the Vancouver Canucks this year. 4 top prospects, all 4.5-star players. We got a goalie in Clint Windsor. We got 2 forwards in Jonathan Drouin, the first overall pick, Jonathan Drouin and Anthony Mantha, another 4.5-star power forward, and then Ryan Pulock, an offensive defenseman, 4.5-star player. So the future is looking very bright for the Vancouver Canucks. And you know, it's almost like the perfect switchover because we do have an older team that I'm not ready to give up on just yet. I'll show you the players. So, you know, these guys are going to take 3-4 years to get ready anyways. Hopefully, Drouin takes only 2 years. But in that time, we can hold on to the Sedin twins and then trade them away when they're like 35, 36 years old, you know? Because they're 90 overall. I wouldn't say they retire until, because, you know, Datsuk gets up there as well. I'd say at least the Sedin twins have at least another 3 years in them. So, I mean, why not hold on to them for that time? They got a re-sign year coming up next year, but that shouldn't be a problem because after this year, we should dump a lot of salary with Sammy Salo's contract gone. Alfie only signed to a 1-year deal. I can trade away Booth if I don't want him on the team anymore. Same thing with Martin St. Louis. If he doesn't retire and the salary cap's a problem, I can definitely trade him away. And another team would definitely pick up Martin St. Louis. So contract issue won't be a problem. And when it comes to Roberto Luongo, definitely hold on to him for this year, boys. I know a lot of you guys want me to trade him away, but he still is an elite goalie. I still want to have good competitive seasons with Vancouver. I don't want to just have a blow-up rebuild. Those prospects were nice, but I still want to have a competitive team here in Vancouver. The fans deserve it. Okay, they're not. It's not time for another rebuild just yet. We could get away with Luongo and Lack for 1 year with the contract, but next year I'd say Eddie Lack wants at least $4 million if he stays at 84 overall at 26 years old. Well, he still will be a restricted free agent, but still. So next year it's looking like Luongo might be able to get traded, and especially if Windsor is, you know, like mid-70s, so that way the next year after that, you know he's going to be a starting goalie. I'll be fine with that then. So Luongo definitely still has 1 more year on this team here, boys. I want to have a competitive year once again. Okay. So, when it came down to the draft, you guys were saying that, let me bring him up right here. You guys were saying that this Jonathan Drouin, he would be mid-70s with 4.5 green star potential. He only ended up having 4.5 yellow star, which is still great. I still love the fact that he's a sniper, and his power for his shots are already mid-80s. So, yeah, like in 2-3 years, this guy looks like he'll at least be a 30-goal scorer, and hopefully eventually a 40-goal scorer at least. But remember, the NHL scouting had it that it was, I think it was Nathan MacKinnon number 1 and Seth Jones number 2. I was reading some of your comments and you guys were saying check those guys out because this may have been a different roster than people thought. And I may have passed up on a really good player in Nathan MacKinnon. So I think he was on Anaheim? He might have been on, yeah, I think it was Anaheim. Yeah, okay, so, look at that. Yeah, Nathan MacKinnon. He's a 4.5 green star center. Now, he's only 62 overall, so Drouin is closer to being NHL ready, and Nathan MacKinnon is a playmaker. He doesn't have that hard shot. So, you know, you can make the argument that maybe I should have gone with Nathan MacKinnon, but I would much rather take a sniper over a playmaker if I'm looking for offensive output. It's just the way the game works, you know. Look at Crosby. I'm sure you guys have seen Crosby in simulation. Sometimes he'll be a point-a-game player, but there's also other times where he gets like 65 points, 70 points, and his puck skills and offensive awareness are off the charts, but it's usually the players with a really good shooting category, and I think Jonathan Drouin will provide that for us better than Nathan MacKinnon, but only time will tell. It'll be a really good idea once this GM mode commentary is over and done with to compare Nathan MacKinnon to Jonathan Drouin and actually Seth Jones. Let's get there right now to check out Seth. He was on Boston because I passed up on both these players. So the potential definitely went to MacKinnon. Yeah, and Seth Jones also has the 4.5 green star potential. So we passed up on a green star potential player for a yellow star potential, but we got the sniper and the better. He's not NHL ready just yet, but he's closer to being NHL ready than Seth Jones and MacKinnon. Seth Jones is only 60 overall. Yeah, he's going to take a while to get better still. Poise is way down there. Defensive awareness, you know, you'd want him to have at least mid-80s for defensive stats, and they're still down there at the bottom 70s. So you're looking at least 4 years for Seth Jones, unless when it's Green Star, maybe he does jump up higher. But again, it's a trade that we're going to have to come back, or it wasn't a trade. It was a draft decision that we can only tell when we look back in like 5 or 6 years, okay? So, in this video, what I want to do is re-sign the team and go into free agency. I don't know if I want to re-sign the free agents in this video because I would like to get your opinions on it, but we'll see what happens. If there's an obvious choice out there, then I'll re-sign him. You guys were saying Cedric Desjardins could be our starter in the minors. I'm fine with that. We'll give him a 1 year, 0.675 mil, okay? Two-way contract, that's perfect. Eddie Lack and Luongo as our starting and backup, but don't worry, I'm going to give Lack a lot of shots. It'll be a 2-loss ratio, okay? And if anything from last year, Luongo will give Lack the opportunities. Just ask Cedric Desjardins. Clint Windsor, definitely want to sign this guy. If he is old enough, I want to start him in the minors. I don't know if he still may just be on the, what's it called, the AHL. Not the AHL, the junior team. But if he's ready to play in the AHL, I'm going to play him instead of Cedric Desjardins. I mean, for obvious reasons. I don't think anybody will disagree with me on that. Hanzik, I'm going to release you. We don't need that goalie. Yeah, Jordan Cook, another goalie. I guess the computer automatically drafted for me. Perfect. Goalie prospects are always good to have, especially 3.5-star ones. Yep, okay, that's goalies taken care of. Defenseman. So, what is, I got to get a good contract length here that we're looking at. Like, what's the story here? 1 year left for the Sedins. Yeah, you know what? Kessler is pretty much the player that you're going forward with. Kessler and Edler. Hamhuis somewhat as well, but Kessler and Edler are basically the players that, like, where I must have passed him. Yeah, he's way up there. Yeah, there he is. Oh, he's right there. Okay, so how many years are these guys signed for? 1, 2, 3... Okay, so Kessler's only for 3 more years. Edler's for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so 6 more years for Edler. So it could be the magic number for our contracts is either 6 or 3 right now this year. Okay, so if it's a young enough player, 6 years wouldn't be bad right now. Like Tanev, get him and Edler locked up for 6 years each if it's a cheap enough price. So let's check out what how much Christopher Tanev wants. Yeah, it's decent for him. He is a top 4 defenseman for us. 2-way defenseman. Discipline's only 75. That's not horrible. His poise is already 84, which I like. Defensive awareness is 87s. Yeah, he's definitely a good top 4 defenseman, especially a top 6. If I give him 6 years, he wants a bit much. You know what? I'm going to give him, well, if he was a 4-star defenseman, I'd give him that money, but he may just hover around 83, may drop down to 82, 81, depending on how much time we give him, so I don't want to overextend for him, so I'll put him on the same contract length as Ryan Kessler, 3 years, so I can really save some money with him, okay? 2.75, yeah, that looks good for 3 years. I'm fine with that for Tanev. Don't overextend just now. Cam Barker, I'll wait on. Yan Sov, yeah, I gotta re-sign all these guys. If I can get them for 3 years? No, I can only get them for 2 years. Okay, I'll get them for 2 years at, yeah, at 0.85 for 2-way. Yep, that's fine right there. Let me just take care of all these young prospects here, boys. Kevin Connaughton, same thing. Yeah, 2 years. Okay, so all these guys are going to spend 2 more years down in the AHL. And then it looks like we're going to have, yeah, because we have a few of them, a fresh crop of top 6 defensemen, maybe even top 4, because they are 3.5-star. But I wouldn't mind just maybe getting 1, maybe 2 out of these guys down here, these 4 young prospects. Is it 4? 1, 2, 3. No, it's 3. I wouldn't mind getting maybe 1 or 2 out of these being a top 6 defenseman. That'd be nice. I wouldn't have to find anyone else then. Andrew Alberts, will release you. We don't need that player. Keep going down here. Jocelyn. Oh, yeah, we do have another one. Oh, no, he was part of it already. Yeah. Vandermeer, we can release you. There you go. These are all the players that I picked up in trades. Patrick Mullen, we can release you. Or we're just lingering on the Vancouver roster. We don't need these guys. Ryan Pulock, I'll sign this guy. There you go. Don't even know. Get off my team. Go down here. Jordan Subban. Yeah, man, we have plenty of defensive prospects now. I'm liking it. Some offensive defensemen, some defensive defensemen. Definitely liking it. Eric Roy. I guess this was another guy that the computer drafted for me. Let's see. 2-way defenseman. He's only 53 overall, but again, another prospect just in the cupboard there. It's good for us. There you go. Sign that guy. I think that's all the defensemen taken care of. Right wingers. This is taking longer than I thought. Alfie. Okay, so I only want to give Alfie 1 year because, yeah, he only wants the... Well, if I jack it up... No, maybe if I jacked it up, he'd lower the price, but that's fine. I think I can give him maybe 4.4 for 1 year. That'd be a steal for Alfredson. If him, Kessler, and freaking Booth can do the same thing that they did last year, hell yeah, I'll hold on to that second line. Because I'm banking on the first line being able to do what they did last year. St. Louis Sedins, are exactly the same as they were yeah, there's no reason why they shouldn't be able to. This Dale Weiss guy, I don't like his discipline. I saw it last year, 66 for discipline, which I'm not liking. Body checking is good, though, and defensive awareness isn't bad. Okay, we'll see. Hang on, I'll come back. Just because I'd have to give him some money. That's the only reason I wouldn't want to sign him. Jamie, I'll release you. I'll go back to free agency after and restock the shelves. Andrew Gordon, I'm going to release you. There you go. Yeah, I'm going to release you. There you go. Holden Cook, another guy that the computer drafted for me, it looks like. Two-way forward, 18 years old, 51 overall. That's fine. Again, another player with some potential. If anything, a trading chip in the future when we do need that one player just to push our team to the next level. But that's going to come in a few years when our young prospects get better. Tom Cicito, I don't think we're going to be making too many trades this year. I don't want to give up any prospects. Chris Higgins for the third line, maybe. But let me see how much money we have after this first day. There's a lot of people that have been signed. Jonathan Drouin, all right, definitely got to sign this guy. Maybe even a future captain for the Vancouver Canucks. You never know. Anthony Mantha, this guy as well. Hopefully this guy's like the dark horse, you know what I mean? Overshadowed by Drouin. A lot of other prospects in the pool like Cassie and Jensen. Hopefully this guy comes out of nowhere, establishes himself. Adam Kambietz. Yeah, we'll sign this guy as well. I think another guy that the computer drafted for me. Oh, no, this is the grinder that I drafted. Yeah. All right, it's always good to have a grinder on the team. I like having grinders. All right. Sheen, yep, we don't need to sign that guy. Centers, Kessler 88, Manny, yeah, I got to re-sign Manny. He had a big goal there, Game 7. He tied it up. You can't blame Manny for that. He played great. Didn't he have more points than Henrik and Marty? I think he did. Was it Henrik or Daniel who had more points? I forget. I think it was Henrik who had 3 points. Manny had 3 as well, or maybe even 4. And a Game 7 tying goal. Jesus. Jordan Schrader, yes, I want to re-sign this guy. Probably only be able to give him 2 years. Oh, no, 3 years. Sweet. Save some money with him. Keep him on a 2-way deal. Andrew Ebbets, I can release this guy. Damn, Vancouver has a lot of players here that I can just unload. Stefan Schneider, release you. There you go. All right, this is good, actually, because it'll be a lot easier to end this video because it'll be taking a lot longer than I thought it would. But I can show you guys free agency, and then we can decide if we want to re-sign any of those players. And if we want to make any trades. I don't think I want to make any more trades. I like the trades that we made at the draft deadline. Our team is still, what did we finish, like 2nd or 3rd in the NHL? I know the playoffs fine, but during the regular season, so technically we should be able to do that once again. If not, maybe even better. I know Desjardins played pretty good, but now we got Eddie Lack as our backup. Maybe we can run with him a little bit more. Alfie signed for 4.4, which is great. Tanev is back for 3 years. Manny's back for 1 year. Schroeder's a 2-way. Jocelyn 2-way. Connaughton, yep, all these guys 2-way beauties. And our rookies all signed. Perfect. So we're down to 8 mil. This is what I'm talking about, not signing these guys, because if there is a stud out there, I wouldn't mind holding on to that money to try and go after him. Is there any... Okay, so this is what we got to do now. Higgins and Barker. How many players do we have on our team without those guys? Hang on a sec. Defensemen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then Sov. That's not horrible. How much does Barker want? If it's more than 2, no. He wants almost 3 mil. No. Can't afford you, Barker. I'm going to release you. If I sign him, I'm down to around 5 mil. And if there's a good player out there that I should sign, I won't be able to do it. So, release you. And if I change my mind, I can just re-sign him in free agency. Or sign somebody else. But if anything, Jan Sov, this guy could come up and play on the top 6. All right, he's not great, but we could get away with it. I think our team. I think we could get away with one mid-70s defender. Just look at the whole friggin' Dallas Stars lineup. They won the friggin' cup. Forwards. All right, so Sedins, St. Louis, first line. Second line, Kessler, Alfie, Booth. That's our second line. Third line. What was it last year? It was Burrows, Malhotra, and Higgins, and then the fourth line, Smith, Langenbrunner, and Hansen, right? Yeah. So we got Hansen. Cassian can replace Burrows, yeah, on the third line. I was reading your comments. You guys were saying that is a possibility. So we do still have Malhotra, Cassian, and Hansen. So, hang on. That's the 6 up here. Yeah. We got 7, 8, 9. Schrader, sorry. Yeah, I don't think he's ready to go. So we still do need 3 forwards. But they could be 3 fourth liners. How much does Higgins want? Hang on. I wouldn't mind getting Higgins if it's... Nah, he wants like 2.5. I can't give an 80 overall guy 2.5. Before checking free agency. Nah, I gotta release you. Gotta release you, son. And Dale Weiss, I mean, as a fourth liner, I agree he would be decent. I could just tender qualifying offer, if anything. How much does he want? Hang on. He may just want... He wants 2.5 as well, boys. That's what I'm talking about. It's a lot of money. All right. Tender qualifying offer for Dale Weiss. And I think that's everybody taken care of. All skaters. Yeah, so we got everyone re-signed. We still need 3 forwards. I mean, I don't want to use our rookie prospects this year. I want to leave them down in the minors. We are still a cup contending team. At least I hope so. That's our goal. We got all the goalies on our team. So, I mean, bringing up Jonathan Drouin and Anthony Mantha, I don't know. It may help their growth a little bit faster, but we would definitely not be a good team. Maybe not even a playoff team. So we got all of our signings done. Let us go up to free agency. I will show you guys who's in the list, and then we'll end it there, and we'll decide what we want to do. Again, same plan for next year. I want to win the cup. It doesn't matter what age the player comes in. It's just the contract. We can't be going for crazy contract lengths because eventually, again, the Sedin twins are going to have to be re-signed this year. So anybody for a 1-year deal, I wouldn't mind trading for. And any free agents at any age that I could sign for a decent price for 1 year, unless they're a young player that I wouldn't mind signing long-term because they're going to be a part of our long-term plan. But the sky's the limit right now for players for us, okay? Really have no preference. If they can help our team, I want them. So, in free agency, okay, there's nobody spectacular, but we could get a better defenseman than Cam Barker, spend a little bit more money, but get a little bit more return. You know what I mean? And, I mean, you wouldn't be able to get Ian White and Valtteri, how do you pronounce that name again? Whatever, Filppula. I wouldn't be able to get those 2 guys because that's almost 10 mil right there. We only have 8 mil. But maybe like a Glenn Cross just to help out that 4th line. I could still sign Barker if I have to, but Ian White looks like a pretty good defenseman to help us out. I could get Higgins back if I need to. Steve Ott's down here. Mason Raymond's back there again. So, I mean, I definitely have enough money to fill up that 3rd or 4th liner because there's no studs out there that I want to go after. You know what I mean? So, if we have $8 million, let's spend it in a few places to plug up the holes that we have on our roster right now. So, you guys can go nuts with that. I'll just show you the list once again. You can pause it and check it out yourself. Okay, there's all the skaters that you guys can give opinions on. And goaltenders, no, there's nobody, I don't even know why I'm checking goalies. Any prospect goalies? No. Any prospect forwards? Yeah, there's this Connor Murphy guy. I think we signed him in Washington, but we could easily just sign him again. 4-star potential defenseman, 62 overall. Why not? Pick him up, right? And once again, now that you've seen the list, I'll just go through our roster once again to show you who we're going to start this year and who from that free agency list could fit in. So goaltenders, it's obviously going to be Luongo and Lack, okay? Defensemen, Hamhuis, Edler, Bieksa, Salo, Tanev. We need one more. Do we need an Ian White to play up there for the 4th line and send, not the 4th line, the top 4, and send Salo and Tanev down? Or just get like a Cam Barker to fill the top 6, okay? Spend a little bit less money. You guys can give me some opinions about that. And when it comes to forwards, we got Sedins, Kessler, St. Louis, Alfie, and Booth as our top 6. That's not going to change, boys. There's nobody in free agency that would be better. Okay, but we got to figure out who should we get for our 3rd and 4th line, and what should the lineups be? Should we re-sign Dale Weiss, or should we try to trade him away? Hansen, Cassian, and Malhotra are going to play, but are they 4th liners or 3rd liners? And who out there could we re-sign? We need 3 forwards. It could be Weiss and 2 free agents, or 3 free agents, but I really don't want to use Schrader just yet. I don't think he's good enough for a Stanley Cup run. So give me your opinions, boys. We got a lot of decisions to make here. We have 8.6 million and 13 roster spots to fill up. So a lot of space to make some moves here. So give me your opinions once again, and I will see you guys in the next video.